Welcome. Well. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Tuesday night Dharma gathering. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the stream. Welcome to the stream. Stream to learn to meditate 90 day meditation challenge. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, everybody. What the hell is that? Come on in, come on in, come on in. How you doing, man? Doo-doo. How you doing? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Marcus Conte reporting. Week four. You made it. Week 4. So, welcome to the Tuesday night Dharma gathering 90-day meditation challenge. Try meditating for 90 days. 90 days, 10 minutes a day for 90 days, and your whole world will change for the better. Will change for the better. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad people are interested in this stream. And, so we'll do a little sitting. We'll do a little meditation practice. Meditation is a very powerful thing in your life. It's like sort of like mental push-ups, right? You think of an athlete who runs really fast and for a long time, like a 5K or a 10K runner. Right, and when you first get out there, it's hard. It's like, I can't do this. I can't run 5 minutes a mile around for 6 miles or 3.5 miles or whatever it is. And then you continue to practice it, and you get better. And one day you realize like you're just doing it. Meditation is kind of like that. It's not a gift. It's not a special talent. It's a practice. It's a exercise, if you will. So that's what we'll talk about tonight. And it's amazing. I mean, I find it fascinating. There are many people now in all different walks of life, very interested in this very profound teaching of the Buddha. That's predicated on the meditation itself. That's what the Dharma is. The Dharma is basically an instruction for meditation. It's a way, it's been explained for 2,500 years. And it's at the core of the Four Noble Truths is meditation, mindfulness, and concentration. And today's video, we'll look at another Thich Nhat Hanh video. Thich Nhat Hanh, great master, you can't deny it, lived in our time. Was he an enlightened Buddha? Well, it sure seems that way. And and he's gone now, but his videos are still there. We still have his videos. And we're going to look at a video tonight about strong emotions, how the master defines these emotions and what to do when they kick in. Right? How do you address your own mind? And you don't, run to a psychiatrist, run to the local gathering, the local meeting, whatever it is that you do. So this teaching is about self realization. In this video in particular, Thich Nhat Hanh talks about developing the energy of mindfulness. It's like, okay, you recognize the energy of fear or anger or whatever emotion you might be feeling, right? And Thich Nhat Hanh points out that the way to overcome it is to create a second energy of mindfulness, right? So you recognize the first problem, which is fear and doubt. This is in meditation. I breathe in, I see you anger. I breathe out, I smile to my anger. And that is applying mindfulness to the other anger, where one energy cancels out the other. Now, that is some interesting talk. But if you experience it, you kind of understand what's being said, right? Where you're developing this energy of mindfulness, and the more you practice, the more energy, I guess you could say, that you release. So thank you for joining me on this Tuesday evening. This is my thumbnail today. This evening, it's Thich Nhat Hanh giving a talk that we're going to see at Plum Village. I think this is probably 2010. In my opinion, the last 10 years of his life, the videos that he put out are just outstanding. It's definitely watch them, and come here and definitely watch. So this is a 90-day meditation challenge, right? If you're here, this is a good way to do it. For 90 days, if you're here for the first time, no problem. You didn't miss anything. Your 90 days starts today. And every day, for 10 minutes a day, you sit mindfully. That's the challenge. Can you do it? Now, I know a lot of people that meditate. Oh, do you meditate? Oh, yeah, I meditate. I said, great. Then you have no problem, taking a 90-day meditation challenge, right? Sitting for 10 simple minutes a day for 90 days. And they're like, huh? Like every day? Like, yeah, every day. Every day. There's no day off. There's no day off when it comes to this. There's actually no time off at all in the final analysis, because the meditation we're talking about is sitting meditation for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. The implication there is to have that happening all the time in your life. So again, 90-day meditation challenge. Marcus Conte, I have a website, and every morning at 9 a.m., we are live right here on YouTube, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and every Tuesday evening, as you now know, we're here for the weekly Dharma gathering. We're going to have a live chat right after the Guru video, right after Thich Nhat Hanh's video, and live video chat. These are real people. These are not bots. Often to your right, on the right side of your screen. And we'll open it up to the live chat. Anybody who has experience, I'm most interested in people that meditate regularly and could, share their experience of that with the audience. It's open to anybody. I'll drop the link in one more time. This is the Google link. All you do is click on the link. Don't do it yet, but do it around 7:30 when I open up that chat. You click on it, and you then shut off your YouTube volume, and you join the Google Meet. So again, the other way, the only way to support this program, to support this channel, is via Zelle. There's also PayPal and Patreon. The smoothest, most modern way is to do it through Zelle. There's no fee. It's a direct bank transfer. All you do is send money through your bank to shorthappylife@gmail.com. If you're going to take the 90-day meditation challenge, think about donating at least $1. If you're a billionaire, we're still calling out. We're calling out. Hello, billionaires. We're looking for one billionaire to donate $1 million to this program. And make it a game changer. Make it a game changer. We'll become your dog. We'll do your dog work. So anyway, definitely donate $1 if you're gonna meditate with us. It's an investment. Right? You're making an investment in what you're doing. I put up $1. I want to see something. And when you see something, then you could, think about, donating more. So this is, and I found this picture. This is me exiting the Vipassana Meditation Center in Shelburne, Massachusetts. I think this is like 2010, I want to say, 2011. And it was a 10-day silent retreat. Excellent work. Excellent program. Anybody who's ever heard of it or interested in it, it's a 10-day silent, noble silence. All day. No pencil, no pen, no coffee, I was there, and that's definitely. It was quite an experience, and you got to do those things. You got to do those retreat things when you can do it. So. All right, so I got the clock set for 5 minutes. I'll give you the basic instruction, and all I ask in the chat is say whatever you want, but just don't be a dick. Don't be a dick in the chat, and we won't have to wrench you out. Please, it's a meditation. It's a meditation fucking video. It's a video on meditation. If you, so just relax, man. Relax, kick back, and enjoy it. So. And that's exactly what meditation is. So we take a comfortable seat, and this is not a guided meditation. We're going to do 5 minutes of silent meditation. But if you've heard this instruction before, just relax. It's nice to hear it again. And we take a comfortable seat. If you're in a chair, just have your feet land on the ground. Have your hands fall into your lap, right? And relax. We're going to go for 5 minutes. And you don't have to do anything. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to listen to. There's nothing to follow. There's nothing to try to understand. All you're doing is noticing that you're breathing. It's very simple. You notice you're breathing and you relax. Right? A lot of the other good stuff about dealing with emotion and dealing with intricate aspects of mind come later. Right? Vipassana is actually insight, right? And if you can apply mindfulness to your breath, insight is also there. It's the opposite side of the same coin, right? If awareness is there, then insight is also there. But you have to create the awareness first, right? Through concentration. So you take a comfortable seat. There's no reason to explain it any further than that. You take a comfortable seat and you notice you're breathing. I'm breathing in, that's my in-breath. Breathing out, that's my out-breath. Simple. Breathing in, and you feel the whole breath. You don't force it. You don't try to work on your breath. We're doing breath work now. No, you're not. You're just noticing it. You already know how to breathe. We all know how to breathe. We're human. And we're breathing. And we don't notice it until somebody says, hey, notice that you're breathing. And you're like, oh, yeah, there it is. And now I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out. So you notice it. Right? And while you're doing that, you'll notice that thinking arises. Train of thought, thinking comes in. And if you're breathing in and out, it's virtually impossible to continue that thinking pattern, that emotional thinking, that it could be a plan about the future. It could be something mundane like I'm hungry. Whatever the thought, it could be something very happy. Fuck this. For 5 minutes, I'm not going to sit here and do anything. I'm going to fantasize about something good. Just whatever it is, just label it thinking. Right? And you come back to the breath. Breathing in. Wow, that was the thought. That was thinking. Thoughts will arise, different, thoughts arise. That's not necessarily thinking. And returning to the breath, labeling it thinking is not thinking. It's navigating the cosmos. It's navigating your body back to the instruction, navigating your mind back to instruction. So I hope that's clear. So we'll sit for 5 minutes. That's all it is. And I'm going to shut my mic off, and I'll ring us in. And 5 minutes later, we'll come back and we'll watch the video together, and then we'll open it up to the live video chat. So see you in 5 minutes. Enjoy. Relax. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Give yourselves a round of applause for doing it. If you just did that for 5 minutes, welcome to the Buddha Club. You are now practicing as the Buddha practiced 2,500 years ago. Did people, you wonder, did people meditate before that? Or maybe it wasn't even necessary, because human civilization is probably at best, 8,000 years old when they started to write things down. 7,000, 8,000, give or take. That's nothing in terms of the billions of years that Earth has been around. So this notion of needing to meditate and using mindfulness is relatively new, I guess. Is it new? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not a night person, really. I'm a day person. So here we go. Let's watch Thich Nhat Hanh. This is a video that it's one of many videos he left behind, but he talks about the phenomena of raising the energy of mindfulness, as if it's something. Right? It's a tool, it's a skill that you didn't have before you started, right? And you generate it, and then you pierce. In this case, you're piercing through negative emotion. To say about enlightenment, to say about a clear mind, the open pattern. That phenomena is actually there. Enlightenment is there. Clear mind is already there. We're not creating anything in the meditation. All we're doing is seeing it clearly without the filter of self. You're getting self out of the way. All this intense thought, intense thinking, intense emotion. Right? So let's. I'll hand it over to Thich Nhat Hanh, please. The master.
Now we come to the seventh exercise of the Buddha, recognizing the mental formation, the feeling.
There's only a 10-minute video, by the way. 10 minutes. It's not 10 minutes 42. It's not a 20-minute video.
That is painful. The kind of feeling of emotions. That feeling, that emotion is based on a seat here in star consciousness, and when it is water, become a zone of energy here. Sadness, or fear, or anger. So the feeling is here as a mental formation. And when it is here, it is called a seed. A seed, chúng tử. Bija, Sanskrit. Mental formation is tâm hành. It's a chitta samskara. So when a bija becomes a chitta samskara, and when it is a painful feeling, and the practice is not to allow that feeling to overwhelm you. A good practitioner would know what to do and what not to do when a painful feeling manifests itself. She is familiar with the practice of mindful breathing, mindful walking. The moment when the painful feeling arises, she comes home to her feeling, to her mindful breathing, and thus she touches the seed of mindfulness in her and invite the seed of mindfulness to come up and to recognize the feeling. The painful.
It's pretty interesting, right? He's talking about in mind somewhere there's stored mindfulness and there's stored what did he call deep emotion. So the deep emotion comes up, and that was stored somewhere, and you touched it, right? And now it's in the mind. So then the next thing that's also stored, you remember the breathing. I breathe in, I breathe out. By developing mindfulness and concentration, you can see the emotion inside of you. Nobody points it out. So that's I think it's fascinating what he points out is that the mindfulness it engulfs the emotion. You see it and then it dissolves. So it's quite fascinating. But
feeling is a zone of energy here. You can call it energy number one. Energy one. And mindfulness generated by the practice of mindful breathing, mindful walking, can also call energy, a zone of energy created in mind consciousness, energy 2. And energy 2 is to recognize energy 1. Breathing in, I'm aware of the anger in me. Breathing in, I'm aware of the feeling of despair in me.
It's not like he's saying, like I'm walking around and I notice it. He's saying, I breathe in and I notice it. Remember that what he's telling you is that it's not later, it's not tomorrow, it's not only when you're sitting. It's when you recognize it, breathing in. I see you, emotion. Right? Meditation is all the time in this realm.
Painful, difficult to bear. So instead of having one kind of energy in mind consciousness, you have two kinds of energy, and the second kind is the fruit of your practice of mindful breathing, mindful walking. The second kind of energy is not there in order to fight the first. Because in Buddhist practice, there's no fighting, there's no violence. Mindfulness is you, but sorrow is you. So mindfulness does not fight sorrow or fear. The first thing that mindfulness has to do is to recognize. Breathing in, I know that the feeling of despair is in me. Breathing out, I smile to the energy of despair in me. Recognizing and not denying, not trying to run away. It's very important. Recognizing. In fact, mindfulness, the first function of mindfulness is to be aware, to recognize. Oh my dear little painful feeling, I know you are there. I will take good care of you.
Awesome.
And then you continue to practice so that the energy of mindfulness continue to be generated. And with that second energy, you embrace the first energy. Tenderly. With utmost non-violence. It's like a mother holding her baby. Baby anger, baby despair, baby pain. The mother is not trying to punish or to do violence to her baby. The mother is there for the baby because the baby needs her care. So mindfulness is the mother, and the painful feeling is the baby. And you as a practitioner, every time a painful feeling is born, you go home and take good care of your feeling by the practice of mindfulness, generated by the energy of mindfulness, generated by the practice of mindful breathing, mindful walking. No violence, no effort to run away. You have to be there for it. It's the practice of love. When your beloved one suffers, you have to practice the second mantra, the third mantra. Darling, I know you suffer. That is why I'm here for you. This is exactly the practice, the third mantra. Darling, I know you suffer. That is why I'm here for you. And that is mindfulness talking to the painful feeling. And if you can continue for a few minutes, the energy two will begin to penetrate into the energy one. And there will be a transformation, a relief. First there is a relief, and second is a transformation. It's like a lotus flower in the morning, in the very early morning.
Look at all those people. They're waiting for a magic trick. Not the monks, but they're waiting for a magic trick. I came here to hear the magic trick, to find the button, to turn on the mindfulness. Right? You mean I have to do it myself? I paid to come here to sit and do it myself? I thought somebody was going to do it for me.
Early morning is still like this. But if the sunshine continues to shine on it, and then a few hours later, the lotus.
Mikhail Slag, good evening, Mikhail, says, stop meditating for a long time because I know this sounds crazy. I thought if I looked too far into the void, I might never come back. Ooh, good comment. The void is really, the present moment is void of a lot of things. It's full of a lot of things too. This notion of void, this notion of emptiness it's not my experience with it. It's actually in absence of, self while meditating. The world comes alive. Everything is very vivid and clear and enjoyable. Right? The notion of void, I think people think of, nothing. It's just nothing. It's not nothing. It's actually everything. It's the opposite of nothing. Right? You don't know what the hell it is, and when you try to explain to somebody that sensation of hovering in the void, it's unexplainable. But you see it, right? As the dichotomy is that you look at something, right? You're trying to understand things, and through mindfulness, you don't understand anything. All you understand is breathing in and out and your own suffering. But on the other hand, in that void, you begin to see the gadgetry of the cosmos. You begin to understand the nature of reality. It kicks in. You're like, that's a crystal clear thought, man. I wish I could bottle that and tell somebody about it, but it's fleeting, right? Those types of, I want to know, deep wisdom, right? It's fleeting. You don't hold on to it. You just, that was interesting. That was a heavy thought.
Thus will open to the sunshine. And that is the energy of the sunshine penetrating. So the energy of mindfulness does not attack the energy of anger, of fear, but it embraces it and begin to penetrate into it, neutralize it, and then you get a relief. And with the element of looking deeply, vipassana, there will be deep understanding of the nature of the feeling. and you can liberate and transform it completely.
So there he said it. You're placing mindfulness on the emotion, and through that, vipassana, the insight arises. That's what it said.
But the first step is to recognize. The second step is to embrace. The third step is to bring a relief. And only with the fourth step, with the deep looking, you can bring the insight in order to transform entirely the feeling. First step, recognize. Second step, embrace. Third, bringing a relief. Fourth, transformation. But in the seven exercise, the Buddha advised us to do the first thing only, to become aware of the feeling. And the second thing is to embrace it. Because the work of transformation needs some practice of looking deeply that will be offered in the practice in the last four exercises. Because in the last four exercises, we practice looking deeply into the nature of reality. If you have a copy of the book, The Path of Emancipation, and you can use that text, that book, to find out more about this kind of practice.
Thank you very much. Thank you, teacher. Thank you, teacher. The great Thich Nhat Hanh. So there you go, man. So if anybody wants to join me in the chat, let's open it up. All I ask is that you don't be a dick in the chat. Again, I'm just interested in people's experience with meditation. If you want to come on in, turn it up the space capsule. Pal, there I am. I'm in the space capsule. And I'll turn my microphone on. Turn my mic on. My mic is on. I am in the space capsule. I'm going to join now. Ding. Ding dong. Ding. I'm in the space capsule. Here I am. Tiles. Okay, we're ready to go. So anybody wants to join me, come on in. Fascinating stuff. 90 days, 90-day meditation challenge, a little bit every day, 10 minutes a day for the first 90 days, and then you could advance it to 2 hours a day or more than 10 minutes. So very real, very powerful. We look at the news every day and we see how barbaric the world is. People, lots of violence, lots of confusion, and greed, racism, all the things that are in the news on a daily basis. If people can, engage this simple program, the simple idea of mindfulness meditation, I think that you can solve a lot of it. So again, I want to hear from you. It's enough from me. It's enough from Thich Nhat Hanh. And anybody who wants to join me, have some courage. Come on, step in. I'm a nice guy. Just don't be a dick. And, Jim Gerard, what's up, Jim? Jim in the house. Jim,
hey,
Jim,
brother.
What's up, Jim? What's up, man?
How's it going, Marius?
All right, doing good, man. How you doing? Good.
Oh, I don't know. So.
I like you.
Trying to get this new Chromebook figured out.
Chromebook? What's that?
Yeah, it's you know it's like a laptop, but it only works if you're
Oh,
connected to the internet,
oh,
right?
gotcha. I like your lighting,
So
by
it's
the way.
not really a laptop. I'm sorry about the lighting.
I like it. I just complimented it. I like the lighting. It's interesting. Weevil girl's here. Weevil
Oh,
girl.
there she is.
What's up, Weevil girl?
Hello.
What's up, man?
Not much.
What's up, man? Weevil girl's got a wrench. It's making her nervous.
It
Wrenches.
does a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta. Hey, listen, man. You know,
My friend.
sometimes you got to play hardball. You know, some people just don't. You know, they want to be mean and they want to be angry, and you just gotta.
I just thought. Yeah.
It happens. It
Maybe
doesn't.
we could convince them to be nice,
Nah.
but it wasn't working.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work. Sometimes you just gotta. You
My
just gotta
friend-
shut people up.
My friend Kelly's actually here, but this weird background.
Yeah, won't pick it up.
I see her.
Out. Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Kelly.
How are you? Yeah, you got to get into the camera. You got to get it. You got to get in anything close.
There's- Okay, I'll move this.
Well, I don't. It's like I'm in a big chair, so.
Yeah,
I almost lost it.
these fake backgrounds are
Oh,
funny.
no.
Funny like that.
Right.
So again, anybody in the chat that would like to come on in, this is not a members only club. Anybody is welcome to come in. I keep dropping the link. You just click on the link and it'll take you into the Google Meet, and then you turn off your YouTube volume, and then you're in the meeting. You're in the meeting.
Mikhail.
Mikhail, yeah, come on in, man. Come on in. Mikhail's he's afraid of the void. He's afraid of not returning from the void. That's a good comment. Man. I don't want to go. I don't want to. It's too much. It's a relief, you know. Meditation is relief. So anyway.
Did you get some snow up there, Marcus?
Yeah, a little bit. It like 3 inches. There's snow on the ground, and it was messy. It was messy. I went running, and it was just slippy, slidey all over the place. But now it seemed like it's pretty much gone. You know, you live in in snow country.
Very good.
They get rid of it fast. You know, it's the sanitation. They clean it right up. You know? How about you? A lot of snow?
Oh, well, no, it's mostly gone now. It was, hell, I got woke up by a thunderstorm last night or the night before. Right?
Cool. Yeah. Man.
Scared the living crap out of me. Right?
Yeah.
That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we had, I don't know, the last snowstorm we had probably gave us about 8 inches.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's mostly gone now. It's just piles here and there.
Right.
How much did we get? Like 13?
Yeah, quite a bit.
We got 13 inches.
Yeah, I thought I was worried about you. I thought you were going to get something, the worst of that. It was the worst of it was just north of Iowa City. So we didn't,
13 inches of snow. That's a lot of snow. That's a lot of shoveling.
It was really light. Yeah, it was really light and not heavy to shovel.
Mm-hmm.
Although we had a snow blower, so we weren't shoveling.
Right. Interesting. So
It was awesome.
Kelly loves it. So.
I love it. The more snow, the better. Bring it.
Oh Lord.
Love it.
I'm so done with winter. I can't wait for spring to get here, right?
Yeah.
That's good too.
Yeah, you get done with it, right? All of a sudden, you're like, I'm done with this cold. I'm just gonna stay in until it's warm. Well, I go outside though when it's even, I take the sun. I go outside February. As long as the sun's out, you find a wall where there's no wind. You're not
right.
cold. You're not cold. It's 30 degrees, but you're not cold. The sun is just pounding down on you. But anyway, at least
What is that? Vitamin D, isn't it?
Yeah, vitamin D.
The sun gives you vitamin D.
Vitamin D. Yeah.
Yeah.
Impossible to get it without the sun. Right? They say, oh yeah, it's in milk, it's in things, but it's direct sun on the body is, that's how the body makes it happen. But anyway.
Definitely, we try to get sun all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm outside a lot in the winter. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she walks everywhere. So
All right. Cool. Are you a meditator as well, Kelly?
I
Kelly.
am.
Yeah, you are.
Yes.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a tough. It's tough to. I find it it's hard to kind of explain what it is, and the way it was taught. It was the way I learned it. By Tibetans is through experience. They basically throw you into the fire. There's no explanation. You complain. You got an opinion of it, and then you walk in and you sit, and then they ring the bell, and then you're walking, and you figure it out. Right through it was through the experience. That's how you see it. You're like, oh, this is real. This is like, this is not comfortable either in the beginning. It's a very uncomfortable thing that happens, and then you're like, oh, well, wow. Right, and it's priceless. It stays with you.
Yeah, I think that's when you're meditating, you reach a certain state, and there's all different kinds of meditation. What I learned mindfulness meditation. That's the one that I practice the most often. But yeah, when you're in that state, when you're meditating, that is I think that is our actual natural state of being.
Right. Yeah.
It's just that inner peace, that calm, that that mindfulness state of awareness and calm, and that's our actual natural state of being.
Right.
And I think it's uncomfortable for people, and it's uncomfortable for us when we start the practice, because that's not what we're taught. We're taught everything the opposite of that.
Right.
And so to draw yourself away from that and into that it is uncomfortable.
Yeah. It is. I agree. It's the opposite. I think that, culture teaches us go, go, go. Right. It's,
exactly.
It's it's competition, competing against the person, the human next to you to get more, to get, to satisfy. Go, go, go. It's like the ants in the ant pile,
And the more uncomfortable you are, the busier you should be.
Yeah.
So we're also taught to avoid that uncomfortable feeling. So if you're busy, you're distracted, and you're not even paying any attention to any of it.
Right. I'll be.
So when you do pay attention to it, it's really uncomfortable.
I'll be happy. I'll be happy later. You say, I'll be happy later. I'm busy right now.
Yeah. Someday.
Yeah.
We'll do it someday.
I wish I had time for that. I wish I had time.
That's another
I don't
one.
have time.
I don't
for
have
that.
time.
Oh.
I don't have time.
Oops.
Right.
I think that's all we have is time. That's all you have is time. You have time to do this, and I know. I mean, I go through like right now. Like I have a little bit of a dull headache because I did a lot of running, and then I was driving around. But anyway, it's no excuse. I'm not miserable. I got just a light headache, and I'm not a night person. I'm usually sleeping I'll be sleeping in another hour. But the times, my experience with this, like I've now mixed it in with running. And I do like a mindfulness run for an hour, and that's after sitting, and it's just profound. I mean, it's to be running and hit a point of effortlessness and complete, that running euphoria, that feeling of wow, strength, right? And you combine that with the meditation, it's just very powerful. I mean, it's that's Thich Nhat Hanh is about walking meditation. I say run. When you run, you're pushing yourself, but then you hit a point of it's bliss. That's what it is. It's a sense of it's not void. It's more like it's very vivid. You see the interconnectivity of things. For me, I'm running around a lake, and you suddenly, you see the water, you see the snow. Suddenly, you're not complaining it's cold. Suddenly, you're like, cold. This is cold. You really do connect with. I mean, it sounds like flaky. It sounds like new agey, but it's when you try to explain it, I guess that's how it comes out. But the experience of it, definitely sitting and then some sort of strenuous exercise, whether it's yoga or distance running. You know, a lot of people have had great experience with that. So anyway.
Yeah. That sounds exhilarating. Wow. Yeah.
I'm going to try to do a video when it gets a little warmer out. Cameras, the cameras freeze up. You know, you can't. Camera freezes up when it's cold, so you don't get more than it crashes. So I'm just going to wait till it gets a little warmer, and I'll make a video of the running experience. But yeah, I mean that's it. I'm always interested. I'm interested in people's experience with it. I'll try to come on next week, says Mikhail Sly. Putting my kids to bed right now. A teacher once taught me that if you have a pain, to focus on it, imagine getting smaller, envision it. Yeah, that's true. Your pain is, you know, you're sitting and you relax and you realize that, oh, my back hurts. Oh, there's, you know, more specifically, I feel anger or I feel something. You know, emotion. I find that emotion like anger or fear or doubt or it's all the same, really. It's kind of it just has different textures to it, and then we give it a story. You know, oh, it's about, you know, I'm angry because of this, or I'm afraid because of that. Right? But it's all the same. Mindfulness. You develop the ability to see it. You're like, oh, there it is. Like, this is what it feels like to be angry, right? Somebody just exploded in my face, and I half exploded back, and there's anger, or something. You know what I mean? I'm just using it, you know, as an example, and you see it, right? You're aware of it, right? And you put the light on it. Say, there it is. There it is. That's what these guys are talking about. You watch Thich Nhat Hanh, you know, he talks about the same thing over and over again. It's the same shit. Same shit, different day.
Right. And if we don't become quiet and mindful and meditate, then when do we hear these things that are really there and need to be healed? Those uncomfortable things, those bits of suffering or untruths that we've clung to or attached ourselves to. And we don't hear them if we're super, super busy in the rat race. We don't hear them till we silence ourselves and turn off the radio and turn off all the noise and sit with ourselves in meditation.
Start to feel.
Yeah, and that's when you can finally begin to start healing some of those things. So you don't have to be triggered every time somebody says the word pineapple or whatever it is for you, you know? Right. And then blame them because they said that. Well, they don't know what's going on inside you. That's your responsibility. Wish it wasn't, but it really is.
So much easier to blame everybody else.
Yeah.
Everything outside of yourself.
That lady did it.
Yeah.
No.
It's never my fault. It's your fault.
No.
Right.
I'm this way because you made me this way.
Yeah.
I'm angry because
and
of
this
you.
Is when,
right.
Yeah. I wouldn't get so mad if you wouldn't do that.
Right.
If you hadn't made me do it.
Yeah, if you hadn't, yeah.
You made me do it.
Oh man.
It's funny when you say it, right? But it's true. It's true. You made my anger. Right? And we make it ourselves, you know, we generate it ourselves. Just like you generate, a sense of joy. You know, you watch Thich Nhat Hanh, he talks about it all the time. You ask people, oh, you can make $1 million and you can fly to California and you can do all these amazing things, but can you generate a feeling of wellness, a feeling of joy on the spot? And people are like, huh? Like they don't even know what you're talking about. It's got to be connected to something. It's like, well, how am I going to do that if I'm not doing anything? I got to do something to make.
Yeah, I need a material object
something external,
that's
something
shiny.
something outside
Right.
of myself
Right.
to make me happy.
Like I won a basketball game or something, right?
Right.
Or a
Yeah.
wrestling match,
A
right?
trophy or a
Now I'm happy.
car or whatever,
Right.
jewelry, whatever it is for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A
As
new
opposed to
watch.
generating yourself. Now, is this sense of joy? Are you supposed to be like this happy, joyous, person walking around smiling and kissing everybody and blowing kisses? I don't know. That's not my experience. It's more of a
No.
it's more of like a contentment, and also curiosity. You see people, especially when you see people losing their minds. You see it all the time. You people fucking arguing and you see people explode all the time, and I'm fascinated by that. The videos we look at in the morning. Like the New York Post puts out a lot of them. Just people losing their minds, right? And you find yourself fascinated by it. Right? It's like, I remember being like that. I do. I remember being like that. There was, I could see that, and I'm not completely immune from it, but I'm further removed from it. And when I see it, I'm like, oh, thank you for reminding me, right? And you can't say that to somebody. Say, thank you for reminding me how much of a jackass somebody could be, how disturbing, your behavior is, right? You don't say that. You just say, have a nice day, Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, that's the exact same thing. Like, if somebody in your life is really toxic or maybe mistreats you, and it really challenges you, and then it forces you to actually grow. And like, you want to tell them, thank you for being so kind of toxic and horrible that it really brought up a lot of things for me. And I had to learn how to set my own boundaries or deal with this issue because of people that you don't like.
Right. I think what happens too is you start to, as you progress with this, you start to quiet down. You stop fighting with people. You stop, arguing with people. You're often misunderstood because people don't really know where you're coming from. First of all, they think you're high on something when you don't. You're not really responding. I get a lot of that. You're not really. It irritates people when you don't respond in the usual way with anger. You don't, engage. You walk away from them while they're in mid-sentence. People don't like that, right? Because it becomes like stupid to have an argument with people. People are looking for a fight. Yeah. They're looking for a fight, and you're not giving it to them.
Yeah, right. And they're looking for a fight, right? And if they don't get the response, right, then they get pissed, right? I don't know what to do, right? I tried to be a good Catholic, right? Roman Catholic boy, right? Don't want to get in arguments.
Yeah. I go to a Sunday church once in a while for fun. And it's interesting, I like to listen to it. Being saved, salvation.
I don't know about that, but
forgiven.
You believe what I just find it. I find it very comforting to go to church on Sunday.
Being forgiven of your sins. I love when they say that. You are now in the eyes of Jesus. Your sins are forgiven. Right? There's one church I go to, and they do that. They all stand up, and you confess your whatever to. I mean, it's a good feeling. Right? It's an uplifting feeling. Right? But I think this goes deeper than that. It's the meditation. It's the operating system. It's your operating system. You're changing it. You're stopping it. You're stopping the old system and installing a new one. Right?
The thing that I took from that video you played of Thich Nhat Han was what I don't remember exactly what he said, but basically it was we have fight or flight. You're confronted, you're triggered by something, an emotion or an event.
Mhm.
And then usually you would go into fight or flight. And he's telling you can't be violent, no violence, and you can't leave either. You need to be present for that.
Right.
You need to be there and now and mindful. So we actually have to shut down that fight or flight response in a way. And we're practicing being able to have that kind of focus of mind so that in the moment when you're triggered, then you can practice that mindfulness that we've been practicing and not fight and not flee, but be there and then hold baby, right? And mother your inner child or your little wounded self.
Right.
So that was like pretty profound. He's amazing. He's just absolutely.
He is. I love his voice, right? His the dialection or whatever you call it,
Yeah.
His voice is just settling, I guess.
Yeah.
Or
It's pretty genius.
soothing.
It's pretty genius. He grew up in Vietnam. He speaks French. He speaks English. He speaks and writes Chinese.
Oh wow!
I tried to learn Chinese. It doesn't go so well. Unless you have an aptitude for learning it, it's hard. And I mean he's not only
Right?
he's not only understands English. He's conveying this thing and translating it and doing it funny. This is quite. It's an amazing life he had. Doing that. Yeah.
Well, this is the one that just died here a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, he died last year. Less than a year ago, he died. He died in Vietnam. He was 94. He spent this time in most of his life in exile from Vietnam. He wasn't allowed back because of the 60s. He was anti-war. He was part of the Stop the War movement, so he wasn't allowed into the United States. And he wasn't
That's
allowed.
never popular.
Nope.
That is never popular to be anti-war.
It's not.
Mistake. That's a mistake.
Yep.
Well, we got the gift. We got the gift. He came here, and a lot of other ones. Chung Yam Trungpa. They ran over the mountains of China and Tibet, and it wouldn't have gotten here, have not if it hadn't been for that misfortune. Violent people. The Chinese scared them out. So.
Yeah.
It's a big contribution. The Tibetans, they really mastered it. They really took it to. We wouldn't have seen it either if it wasn't. If Tibet hadn't fallen when it did in the 60s and 70s, those guys would have never come out. They were monastic, secretive, flying monks, literally, and nobody knew really the full extent of what they were doing. And they got spooked out. And when they came here, Chung Yam Trungpa, when he went to England first and then here, it hadn't been heard what they, the world had never seen one of these kids that had been doing this meditation since childhood, was plucked out of the mother's hands and put in a monastery and taught this very, very high art of meditation. So that's what he taught when he came here. The Shambhala teachings are based on Chung Yam Trungpa's, and it's the same. It's exactly what Thich Nhat Hanh is talking about. It's mindfulness of breath, all of it. Right? The Hinayana path, however you want to call it. Anyway, man. So. Well, good talking to you guys. I enjoy talking to you. I wish, I hope people really do this thing. I think that the proof is in the pudding. If people could, people do sit for 10 minutes a day for 90 days, they'll begin to realize something. They'll begin to, hopefully, Mikkel Sly says it gives them seizures, but hopefully not seizures. But there's definitely plateaus with it. people burn out. I think people freak out. You know, there's a saying, not too tight, not too loose. If you're freaking out, it's probably holding on too tight. If you're falling asleep, you're too loose. You know, that's what the Buddha said. Not too tight.
Oh,
Not
or
too
maybe
tight.
just too busy.
Yeah, too busy. Whatever.
too
whatever.
tired. Yeah.
Yeah, not too tight, not too loose. That's the the teaching, to get right in the middle of it
Yeah.
somewhere.
What do they say? If you don't have 10 minutes to meditate, you need to meditate for an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's ridiculous, right? I don't have 10 minutes to save myself. I don't have 10 minutes.
Then you need an hour.
Yeah, right.
You know what's interesting
really-
practice? Try to count the breaths when you do it. Sit down and count. 1, breathe in and out. That's 1. Breathe in, breathe out. That's 2. See how many breaths you can get without getting lost. Right? Try it. I mean, it's in the beginning. It's insulting because sometimes it's 2, 3. Oh, I got
I was
5.
gonna say,
I got
Yeah.
5, and
I think I lost count after 2.
2,
Yeah.
3. That's about normal. But at some point, you'll go the distance. You'll just, you find that place where something keeps you aware of the number. You make it fun. It doesn't have to be rigid. It's just whatever keeps you there, and you start to learn from it. Counting is a good practice. Counting your breath. Well, thanks guys for joining me, and
Very good.
I guess we'll kill it right here. We'll kill it. Good show. Thank you very much. And
Hi,
thank you-
guys. Thanks.
And thank you, Weevil Girl, for embracing the wrench. I'll see you, Jim.
See y'all later.
See you, man. Peace, everybody. Peace. Oh man, thank you all. Give yourselves a hand out there watching it. Man, so 90 days. 90 days. How many days do you have? How many days in a row do you have? How many days in a row do you have of meditation? 90-day meditation challenge. See you guys in the morning. I will see you guys in the morning. Marcus Conte reporting.